This is a series of 4 videos concerned with the setting up of a Garmin XT with the Garmin Explore website. This one is the first of that 4, and before we start we need to have an account set up at explore.garmin.com. We're going to set up quite a complex arrangement of connections. It's not actually this difficult, we'll just do them one step at a time. It may be that your phone is already connected to the Zumo by Bluetooth, but I'm going to assume that it isn't. Just looking through each of the connections, we need to have a PC or an iPad, an iMac, in order to access the Explore website. The tracks, routes and waypoints that you can put onto the Explore website. We need to be able to get the XT to be able to talk through Garmin to the smartphone. We need the smartphone to be able to communicate with the website so that it can transfer information from the website to the XT, such as routes and waypoints. We know that we can connect the Zumo XT to something like Basecamp using a USB cable. And this one is the one that few people think is not possible, because Garmin report that the Garmin Explore app isn't compatible with the XT. But it is compatible with the smartphone, and we can do the same sort of stuff using the app on the smartphone as we can do with the website on a PC or on an iMac. So we're going to set that up as well. This is a section that this video is concerned with, connecting to Drive from the XT. Drive is an app that is stored on the smartphone, and in fact it's this bit that makes it look a lot easier. So this is what we're going to be doing now. So we've got 2 displays on the screen now. We've got the Zumo XT outlined in red because that is where the activity is taking place at the moment, and I've got an Android smartphone here. So on the XT we click on Settings to get that screen, and we choose Wireless Networks, and we want to tick the Bluetooth option, make sure that's turned on, and you might want to change the friendly name. So if you click on that, you can enter a new name, something that is much easier to recognise rather than that long number, particularly if you've got 2 Zumos that are connected. So there's the friendly name. So we click on the back button to get back to the main screen. That will eventually show the Bluetooth icon, and when that goes blue like that, that means that the Bluetooth connection has been made. The Bluetooth is active. And now we need to work on the phone. I don't have an Apple phone to work on, but the process will be similar, if not exactly the same. So we click on Settings to get the Connections menu. Click on the Connections menu, select Bluetooth, turn it on again, and the list of available devices. We've got the Bluetooth JFH Zumo XT there, and there's a pairing request shown on both screens. Click yes on one and OK on the other, and it now says that we're connected. John's Galaxy A41, that's that phone here. It's connected for music. This is the Drive app symbol. That isn't connected yet, it needs to be in blue. But we'll just wait, because on the iPhone, on the Galaxy phone, it's going to say a message. Do we want to allow it to access contacts? Yes, we do, for that information to be displayed on the Zumo screen. And then we can, it now says it's connected for audio. We go back to the main menu on the phone. And now we need to find, on the Android, we need to find the Play Store. On the app it would be the Apple Store or the App Store. So Play Store, click on that. Search for Garmin Drive and install it. And it says it's pending, and then it takes a little bit of time, and eventually you get to click on Open. That display appears and disappears quite quickly. You need to tick the end user license agreement and then click on Next and agree to that, and then it's selecting the device that's up at the top of the list. There's other things that you can connect to the XT, we're not doing that. So we're connecting the Zumo XT, the navigation device. Continue. Allow it to access the device's location only while using the app. Sign into your Garmin account that you created earlier. Put in your email and password and next. And skip that. Skip that. You don't have to, you can do it now, but I want to show you how to get to it when you do it later. And Garmin Explore, we're not going to set that up on the phone yet, we're going to do that later. You can end up with too many sidetracks if you answer everything to these here. Right, so there's the Garmin Drive app, and notice on the Zumo screen the Garmin Drive symbol has gone blue. It actually went blue a few steps ago, but never mind. We click on the gear icon, the settings, and click on Smart Notifications. This is getting to the menu that we could have accessed a little while back, but we skipped it. Set notification permissions, and you can set up various things that you want the smartphone to pass to the XT. I'm just going to click on call and text, and we're also going to click on Drive so that Drive can talk to the smartphone, and allow Drive so that your screen looks like that. That takes you back to this screen with the icon for Drive on the screen, so click on that again, click on Smart Notifications again, and this time it looks different. So you choose whichever alerts you want the smartphone to send to the Garmin, to the XT. You have to be careful with what you allow, because otherwise the navigation screen when you're driving along will become a constant barrage of messages coming in from your phone. I've selected certain alerts, emails and messages, and left it at that, and then I'll go back. I'll probably need to change that depending on how many alerts you get. So we go back to the main screen, close it down, and now this screen here is showing a different phone, and I'm going to send my first phone that you were looking at earlier a text message which says test that the Zumo shows this message and send it. You put in the recipient obviously, so you put in the phone number of the phone that you've just been setting up. So there it is, it's gone, and that immediately shows up on one of the screens. Here it's showing up on the navigation screen, on the map screen, and the message pops up at the right hand side. If you've not got the navigation screen on, it might just pop up in a rectangular box in the middle of the screen, which you then need to dismiss. And this is why you might want to limit the number of notifications that you get. Otherwise it's always popping up with messages, but when you're driving that is really quite handy. Other things that you can get in the right hand window, all coming through Drive from the smartphone, is the weather radar information. It tells you if you've got a route active, it tells you what weather is coming up on the route ahead. You can view a map showing the weather in particular locations, so you can navigate by clouds and rain. You can get traffic information. It will pop up with a message indicating what traffic is coming up, and it will also show that in different coloured lines, yellow or red depending on the intensity or the density of the traffic. You can get information about your recent calls. Got to be careful what you're doing here. You can't go fiddle around with the Zumo while you're driving. And you can also get live traffic cameras on particular junctions, so you can see what the traffic is like up ahead. So these are updated every few minutes. And that's it. That's that little section completed. The link between the Zumo XT and the Garmin. The Zumo XT and Garmin Drive. Next thing is to go and look at video 2.